evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the What a Man podcast. I am Tina Shaw, and joining me tonight, all the way from Forestville, Maryland, is Mr. Comedian J2 Funny. What up?
What up? What up? Thank you. Thank you for having me. What's up, everybody?
You're welcome. So, before we have our conversation, give you can you give the audience a brief introduction? Who is Mr. J2 Funny?
So, J2 Funny. I'm gonna start off first. First, I'm a father. I'm a father first. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a human. I'm a comedian. I'm a little bit of everything. You know, I'm a mechanic. I'm a sex doctor. I'm everything that I need to be in life. Uh, I started my comedy journey maybe what's this 2024. So when did COVID start? 2020. Right. Yeah. So 2020, I started my comedy journey. Something I randomly got into. I never grew up wanting to be a comedian. I never dreamed of it, but it's something that I'm that's growing on me that I actually love now. I'm actually learning comedy and learning what makes your comedy better and how to just continue being genuine and growing in the game.
Mhm.
So. Uh, Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the area. I done lived all over. I done lived everywhere except Northwest and Virginia. But like I said, I spent majority of my time in Forestville. Grew up in the Forestville area, and played football, did all that shit. Grew up a knucklehead. I'm too old for all that type of shit now. So I carry myself a different way. But the people that knew me before I started doing comedy, they know who I am and who I was. And the people that are getting to know me now would have never guessed the type of motherfucker that I was and could be.
So it's interesting that you're saying that comedy is just something that you just randomly got into because usually people say, "Oh yeah, I've always been funny," or "It's always been my thing." So
Oh
what?
well, I ain't gonna go. I always been funny. I always been funny. All right, okay. Don't get
Mhm.
that twisted. But no, I just never really. I don't really like being. I didn't like really being in front of people like that. So I've never done karaoke in my life. So I would have never taken a microphone to get up in front of anybody and do karaoke. And that shit is just for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So to take a microphone and get up and go in front of people, and try to make them laugh, like that shit is like it's difficult. So I would have 4 years ago, I would have never said I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. It took 2 years of doing skits before I even decided to get on the stage. I
Mhm.
might look cross-eyed and shit because I'm looking at you on my screen, but the camera over here and shit. So my eyes are doing a bunch of different shit, and I ain't even really deep into my drink yet. But
Just don't
yeah,
hurt your neck. Whatever.
I ain't gonna hurt you. See me? I'm looking at the camera like, am I leaning and shit? I see my shit later. But yeah, it was never a dream of mine. But everybody always said, you funny, and my thing is like a lot of my shit would be funny, and I was like dead serious. And everybody say, yeah, man, do it and just be yourself. I'm doing comedy now, and I'm learning to be myself. So it's
Mhm.
starting to feel like really good to me.
So what made you start doing the skits though?
So when I got out of the military, I was in the military. I got out of the military in 2010, right? And I was working for the government, right? So I had a security clearance and all that shit. And I was just at the point in my life was like, all right, you know what? I done fucked up enough when I was young that I don't want to do that shit at this age. So I'm like, you know, I wasn't on no snitch type shit, but I was doing the shit that I needed to do, going to work every day and like, you know what I'm saying, just staying out of the way.
Mhm.
But it got to the point where it's like, all right, these motherfuckers don't really appreciate the work that I'm doing around here, and this ain't the type of person that I am at the end of the day. So
Mhm.
some changes got to be made and shit. So I had already been contemplating leaving my job, and it was a nice government job. You feel me? I had already been contemplating leaving, and then I had a house fire in 2019, and like a day after the fire, like I literally lost. Well, I thought I lost everything. And if we talk about it later, I'll go into more detail. I thought I
Mhm.
lost everything, but anyway, 2 days after the fire, my supervisor called me. Her name Nancy Adler, little bitch. See, I'm sorry, I don't even be talking like that. You know, nobody. I don't be talking like that. I talk like that with my friends and shit, but I don't really be talking like that on podcasts and these interviews and stuff, man. But that bitch, man. Every time I see a redhead, white lady, I be mad as shit. I just be wanting to slap the shit out the back of her neck or something, man. Ugh. But yeah, man, she called me like 2 days after the fire, talking about some. Yeah, so when do you think you will come back to work? I said, you lucky I answered this motherfucking phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was making some nice money for the government. I was like, man, fuck this. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna quit this fucking job. You know what I'm saying? This was like right before COVID really started. So this was
Mhm.
2019. So when I finally made the decision, I said, you know what, this is a security clearance and a government job. I said, you know, am I dumb for just leaving? But I feel as though people try to trap you. They try to make you feel trapped. Like, well, you can't get anything better than this. You're gonna have to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no other way. And I wasn't a college graduate or nothing. I barely got the fuck out of high school. You know, so I'm like, damn, like, well, what do I do? And then I said, you know what? It's safer for me to fucking quit this job before I have to slap the shit out of somebody, you know? And that was that's where I was at that point in my life, you know what I'm saying? But the day that I decided to leave, I got a call from somebody at the Navy Yard and they were ready to offer me a job.
Mhm.
They told me just send them my resume and shit. I was like, you gotta be fucking playing. You know what I'm saying? So then I started moving different. And in life, I said, you know what? Sometimes you have to close certain doors so new ones can open. You know, so you're not
Mhm.
gonna trap me in one place like that. If I feel like I'm not being appreciated or some shit like that, you gotta know how to cut that shit off. And that's what pushed me into doing comedy. Now I have all this time on my hand. I said, all right, well, I've always wanted to do skits. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a like I wasn't following a lot of comedians from the area or anything at that time. You know what I'm saying? I had been doing a lot of different things in the area, but comedy wasn't one of them. So I started changing my scenery, my background, and I started coming across comedians in the area, and I started getting skits and shit. I'm like following their pages. They're posting these skits that people are doing. I say, you know what? I think I could do this shit because I'd be having a bunch of ideas. And the way
Mhm.
my brain works, you said ADHD at the beginning. I really might have that shit because I can have a thought in my head. And I say, bro, that shit funny as shit. Where's my pen? And then I go find a pen or go look for my phone. And by the time I get that shit, I'm ready to write the idea down. I'm like, damn, what the hell was I just thinking about? So, yeah, that really might be something checked out.
Oh my goodness.
So,
So
yeah.
so
And that's
you
I started on skits.
you following all of these skits, well, comedians, and they doing skits, so you liked it, so you started writing your own. So what made you? Because unless I missed something, the majority of your skits I see you with Waffle. So what made you team up with him to do a lot of your skits?
So I had been doing skits for I think I was doing skits for maybe about a year.
Mhm.
Maybe about a year or I don't remember the fucking time. I don't know. I don't know. But I was doing skits. And then I had started going to comedy shows because I had started flirting with the thought of doing stand-up comedy. So
Mhm.
I went to go to one of my boy Simon Says open mic nights and Waffle had a set that night. We met each other, but
Mhm.
that was that, right? I thought he was funny, so I continued to do skits and shit, and then we came across each other again on a skit video, on a video or something, and
Mhm.
then I can't remember which one of us said, but we was just like we need to work together, and we agreed to do it, and then it just happened, and the chemistry be dope. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because you just saying like basically you pretty much just met him, but the way how y'all work together, it looked like you've been friends for years.
And you
So
know what? Everybody says that. No matter where we go, we went to a casting call one day, and we were out there talking, and people were saying things, and we would just take that idea and we would just build that shit and turn it into something else. And everybody said, "Man, damn, how long y'all been knowing each other? All years?" We said, "Shit, no, I barely know that nigga for real." But at the end of the day, like we're tied together and we didn't know it. Like his son's mother and my daughter's mother were best friends. You know what I'm saying? And they were neighbors for like years. You know,
Okay.
so when we both found out, we were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" So we basically like family for real. So yeah, that's how that went.
So who, even though you say so,
Me,
have
I'm
you
just
did
kidding.
any stand up yet? Have you done
Me?
anything?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. I've done stand up. I've really been focusing a lot. My skits have, I haven't done as many skits as I used to do when I had first started doing them
Mhm.
because I'm starting to take I started to take stand up more seriously and say, you know what, this isn't something that you can just jump into. You
Mhm.
know, you got to actually learn that shit, study, put your time in. Like you really have to do all of that for you
Mhm.
to be good at it. I don't want to just do it just to say I'm doing it. I want to be fucking amazing at it.
Mhm. So I'm gonna ask you, like I asked all my other comedians, have you ever been on stage and nobody laughed?
Oh yeah, 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 man. Listen, yes, yes, I've been on stage and nobody laughed, but not because the jokes were stupid. It's because I do a lot of storytelling, right? So
Mhm.
as you're learning stand-up comedy and you think that everybody's supposed to laugh every few seconds, it's a little different if you're a storyteller, right? So when people would be listening to me, it's like, all right, for some people, for some reason, people like they can really sit there and listen to me while I'm talking.
Mhm.
So while I'm telling the story, you know, people are sitting here, they looking like this, right? They all into the story. But me on the stage, still at the beginning of stand-up, like I'm telling the story, I'm looking around like, fuck, nobody laughing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, it's so much going on in my head. I'm like, all right, damn, I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Should I
Mhm.
switch up what I'm saying? Like, damn, should I get off the stage? And like
Mhm.
when I first started, like if I got to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not about making a fool of myself. I just be like, all right, thank y'all, and I'm getting the fuck off the stage. You know, but you can't do that, you know. But these were things that I had to learn the hard way. So
Mhm.
now it's like when it's time to get on stage, it may be times where I don't want to get up there, but it's like, all right, you know what? Somebody asked me to do it, so I'm gonna get up there and do it. You know, all of the greats have done it. All of the greats do it. What the fuck makes me different? I'm still a rookie. I'm still at the very beginning. At the end of the day, I'm
Right.
doing a good job,
Mhm.
but I'm young in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come and just change shit up like, oh yeah, well when people actually get on the stage, don't get up there. Nah, the hell with that. Like I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna do my thing now. Or at least
So I'm sorry, have you worked with any Baltimore comedians yet?
I've worked with a few Baltimore comedians. I
Mhm.
worked with a few Baltimore comedians, man. Good man Snow. Snow's he's a real good man of mine. Like he's real good. He's a real good comedian. Snow Erkey, man. That dude is like that. He like that. He been
Mhm.
in the game for a minute, unfiltered. Like that's a good man of mine.
Mhm. And is there anybody from Baltimore that you wanna work with possibly?
Honestly, man, like I want to work with anybody that's doing something. Anybody that's doing comedy, like it's like cool. I wanna work with you. Like we can
Mhm.
all learn from each other. I'm not a big headed person. Like you know what I'm saying. My ego's not in the way. Like shit
Mhm.
like that is stupid to me. What it stops people from growing. You know. So I want to
Mhm.
work with anybody that's out here doing something
So
or try.
if I can think back to my interview with Waffle, I think he told me that I don't know if it's just where he is, but I guess DC period, like it's not a lot of support from your own. Is that true?
So what I will say is I understand where he's coming from,
Mhm.
but what I will say is I'm getting support. Like regardless of how regardless of the type of support. It may be a particular type of support that somebody's thinking about at the time. If
Mhm.
he's talking about your friends coming out to shows, then I don't get a lot of support in that way, but I do have a couple of good friends that make sure they come out whenever they can, or if they can't come out, they communicate that. You know what I'm saying? That's big to me. But there are
Mhm.
other ways that you can support. You can share things. You can engage on the posts. Like I mean, it's all types of shit that you can do. So I can't just look at one way and say, oh, people aren't supporting,
Mhm.
because there are several other ways that people are supporting, and that's what I pay attention to.
So do you think the statement is true when people say So you could have friends, like you say, and then you can meet some people on social media, or they can just, word of mouth. Do you feel like more support comes from that end versus people that you actually know?
Uh, No, I can't really say that. I can't really say that because the type of support that I get is different. It's different on both sides. Like I said, not a lot of my friends do come out, but my friends that do come out, like I'm telling you, my boy Ricky, right? My boy
Mhm,
Ricky, he may not make every show, but he's been to several, and he shares everything. He even sends everything to our friends and tries to get the rest of our friends to come out and all of that. That to
mhm,
me is major. He's going out and talking to people, trying to secure spots and venues. Like he's doing a lot. Anytime he can try to promote me and what I'm doing, he does it. You know what I'm saying? That's
mhm,
major. There are
mhm,
people that are followers that support me, and they don't go as far as he does, but it's support nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate I appreciate it all, and I'm very grateful. So I
mhm.
mean, I just never really get into that. People don't support thing because I wouldn't be where I am now if people didn't support.
Right, right. So another question that I always ask everybody is, because Baltimore is one of them states that is just a lot, and I'm pretty
I
sure DC.
know Bateman was a state and shit. When they do that? Damn. Okay.
I guess
B-more. They always
DC
say B. I'm not from B. I'm not from Maryland. I'm from B-more. What up? What they be? What they be saying?
there's a difference, and people they need to know that anyway.
I got some good friends out B-more, so I get it. I get it.
No, but what I was gonna say was, B more has its rough spots, DC has its rough spots, Atlanta has its rough spots. Everybody had their rough spots. So if your career went to a height and it said and somebody came and said you have to leave Forestville, Maryland in order to, would that be an option for you?
Like to move, like and go live somewhere
Yeah.
else.
So like, if Martin called and he said, okay, I want to shoot this, but you gotta leave and you have to live in Cali or wherever.
But if he wanted to shoot something, I'm sure it wouldn't be like the rest of my life. So if it was like over a 6 month period, I'm here. I'm here.
Saying that some people feel like they have to leave their environment in order to progress.
Yeah,
Is what I'm saying.
I get it. I'm just being an ass. Uh, I mean, I don't mind leaving the area. I was in the military before, so if I have to leave the area, I'll leave the area. But at the end of the day, it just depends on what it's for. The length of time it may have to be. If I got to go somewhere for 6 months to shoot some shit, I can take enough uh, time away from my job and do that. My daughter's still in school here, but I believe I have enough support to where I would be able to pull that off. With family and everything. It just depends on the opportunity at the end of the day. But I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and say I have to leave to do something because there are great comedians that still live in their hometown, but they just travel as they need to or when they need to.
So how do you feel about stuff like that? Because, and I'm asking because sometimes people get to a certain level in their careers and then they stay in their hometowns. They might not necessarily live in the same neighborhood that they was living
Yeah,
in before the hike, but they do stay in the hometown. And not often, but sometimes something happens to them,
yeah,
if you get what I'm saying.
right, right,
So
right. It's reality. Like it ain't got to beat around the bush. I get it. I get it.
I just
So
don't want to say the
it,
wrong
it
word.
just it just comes it comes with like in my opinion. If you make it to a certain place or whatever, I mean, you just got to be smart. But it don't even have to be strictly tied to comedy. Let's say I wasn't doing comedy at all. You know
Mhm.
what? I'm getting older. It's certain shit I shouldn't be doing. It's certain shit I shouldn't be doing. In certain places I shouldn't be hanging out at. Why the fuck am I hanging out on a corner at 2 in the morning? And like, you know what I'm saying? For what? Like, I ain't really got no reason to be doing shit like that.
So let me say this. I agree with you 100% on the corner thing, right? So let's take the corner out of it. So let's
Okay.
just say you or whoever was used to hanging at club whatever, right?
Okay.
I'm still living in my hometown. I show love. I do all of that. So I feel like since I'm already from here, I can go hang at club, whatever. But now, because I'm this person, it's like either you hating or you don't want me there. So then something happens.
Yeah.
Why is
Okay,
that?
gotcha. I mean, why is that, or would I go?
No, but why do people act like that? It's like, oh, you're at a certain level, so why are you in here? Because some people
Yeah,
have
I
that
get it.
attitude.
I mean, at the end of the day, I really just think everybody's fucking human at the end of the day. Like, I think people do some of the shit that they do to people sometimes, for one, because people are natural haters. People can be natural haters. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
regardless of what you have or what you don't have, people are gonna want it. People are gonna assume that you have shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things you're like, I'm just not even really big into clubbing and shit anymore. Anyway, for real. You know what I'm saying? That
mhm,
shit brings a lot of trouble. Not that I'm trying to be avoid trouble, but like my daughter lost her mother a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm her only parent. You
mhm.
know, so I make a lot of decisions that I make now for not just my daughter, but all of my kids. But I mean, that's a major thing to me. You know, I used to
Mhm,
be running the streets and doing all that stupid shit. My people would tell you, you know,
mhm,
a lot of people would tell you like I used to be off some stupid shit, and at the end of the day, it's not really worth it. So if I am growing to a certain level, then it's going to take more discipline on my behalf because certain shit, yeah, you goddamn right, I'm not going to be doing. But yeah, what?
So how do you feel about society when it holds celebrities or and I'm just gonna say, people like you're up and coming and you've
Oh,
reached the level.
you're far too kind.
Well, I'm just saying
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
I'm speaking that
I
into all
appreciate
my
you saying.
guests. Y'all all are gonna reach a certain level.
Mm,
So it starts at a level, and then the higher up you go, people start wanting you to be a role model.
mm-hmm.
So some people feel like, damn, I can't be myself because this person's watching, or this child is watching, or this, that, and the other. So do you feel like that's fair to hold someone at such a standard?
I do. I do. I do. It's a lot of shit that I don't do or that I try to not do in my videos anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just it's not just adults hitting me up and saying, "Hey man, you know what? I really like your content." You know,
Mhm.
parents hit me about their kids sometimes. Random kids every now and then in the city message like, "Hey man, you are so funny." I'm like, "Hey, thank you so much." And but to me that's weird. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, should I be doing certain things anyway? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel as though I'm being fake or anything like that, but it's just like, well, that's not the message I'm trying to put out there. I really have a thing for growth and making ourselves better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how the fuck can I talk about that if I'm not showing it? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show it first, and
Mhm,
then later on down the road, I'm gonna be talking about this a lot more.
mhm,
That's
mhm.
my plan, but don't tell nobody.
So, as far as celebrity comedians go, who are some of the ones that you kind of like? Who are your favorites?
Dave Chappelle, of course. Dave Chappelle he's number one. I really love Dave Chappelle's comedy. You know how he takes like all real life events and situations and turn them into comedy. A lot of people don't like it, but I love the fact that he can do those things and just be like, fuck it, and that's how I feel. Like, you were mentioning you didn't want to say what you really want to say. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and say. Like, I'm a realist. Like, and
Mhm,
that's how I want to be at the end of the day. I don't want to be like him, but I see the way that he does his comedy, and it's like, all right, I will be so happy once I get to the point in my life where I can just talk about these things and don't have to worry about any type of backlash and shit like that. Society is really sensitive right now, so
yes,
they're fucking
yes,
cancel me, but that still won't change me. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So, but I feel as though if I just go ahead and play by the rules now, then if I do get to a certain place,
You
then
will get
I
to a.
will do that shit and not give a fuck about it. That's what I really want to do. I want to get to that type of place because I have a lot of different viewpoints on some things, and people don't like to hear shit.
And I will definitely agree with you. So you mentioned the sensitivity, and that's a good thing because I was getting ready to bring that up. Where did we lose it? Because, and I'm saying back in the day, there was people like Richard Pryor,
Oh man,
Bernie
listen,
Mac.
Robin Harris, like
Yeah.
listen, like yeah,
So
baby, like
where did we lose that edge? What happened?
hmm. That's a great question. Actually, I'm thankful about that. You know, where did that happen? I think that okay. I think that possibly happened when damn, I don't know.
Mm.
That's a great question. The community, like when it comes to a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like you all right. When I was in school, right, we used to say like some wild shit. There was a dude in the third grade, and when
Mhm.
we first seen him, we knew his ass was gay, and we said the gay word, but it started with an F, and you couldn't say shit like you. We were saying like all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now, when you have all right, back when I played football, right? Back when I played football, you had like you only got trophies and shit when you deserve trophies, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to have a trophy just for playing. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like certain things you have to cater to this group so this group doesn't get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's not just like that with gays and kids and just everything. You can't say you like people really say, oh, you can't say ass online anymore. Then you turn around and somebody gets shot in the head in that same online. Like you know what I'm saying? But I think all this shit happening with I don't know, man. It's a lot of shit. I really it's a lot of shit. Like my brain is just going crazy right now because it's just so much shit. Like you got people that let their kids sit there and watch the internet and be on the internet. The internet. Matter of fact, I think the internet probably had a lot to do that shit because it exposes people to a lot more. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? These kids now they're learning things at a way younger age, and then they're caring a whole lot more about what the internet people think about them. Some of these people be out of the fucking country or across the country, but yet
Mm.
their opinion weighs so heavily on the person that's right there they're doing whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think the internet is a major contributor when it comes to how society is now. I said
And
all that shit to say the internet. That's crazy. Damn. I was really. I said that's a good ass question. I'm about to take my shirt off on this bitch. Like, damn, what? Whew, that was a good question. Good question.
now,
Getting
here's
hot.
the thing with the internet. I hate the internet because, I mean, it could be a good thing if you use it right.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
But I will agree with you. But the thing of it is that so here's where the BS comes in. You cancel the comedians for the type of jokes that they say against certain things or people, but it's okay to promote
Yeah.
mm,
Mhm.
sexual
Yeah.
stuff and
Mhm.
you know
Yeah, kill a nigga, this and that. You hear these music, you hear these songs, all that shit. But
Mhm,
here's what I'll say: you can cancel me, but you're never gonna fucking make me feel bad for saying what I felt like I needed to say. If it's some real shit,
mhm,
pull your drawers up and shut up and take that shit. Because if it's real, it's real. If it's real, it's real. What do you expect? It's some real shit about me. It's like, damn, you know what? That was stupid. I fucked up. It is what it is. But I'm
mhm.
solution driven. If it's something that's messed up, find a way and fix the shit.
And I like that attitude. So when you reach that level, right? And then hypothetically, let's just say you say something and you're not apologetic about what you're saying because you just said that. So if a person, maybe like your PR or whoever, says to you, you have to get online and make this right. Would you do that?
Nah, because I'm gonna tell you this: when some people do that, and I really felt where they were coming from, I'd be like,
Mhm,
you know what? I would have never done that. I would have never done. If I do something, if I'm very inappropriate in something that I'm doing, I'm wrong. I have no problem saying, you know what? That's on me. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? But at
mhm,
the end of the day, if it's something that's real, and I mention this shit, and it's a real thing, you just gotta take that shit. I don't care how mad you are, how upset. Like I don't care. I respect how you feel, but at the end of the day, that's on you. This shit
Mhm.
happens every day that bothers me, but it ain't in my control. So why the fuck am I gonna let it tear me up?
Right. Okay. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So with your whole comedy thing,
Hold on,
so
am I really looking? So I'm looking at you. Do it look like how my eyes look? How do it look? Because I can't. I'm trying to look at you, and then I look back at myself. Like, damn, I can't see how I see myself. Look at you.
no, because
Uh,
I can
okay.
barely see. I wear
Oh,
glasses.
bet. All right.
So we both struggling
Yeah.
together.
All right. Bet. Okay.
So would you like to do any acting roles?
Oh yeah. So I've actually surprisingly it's been 4 years since I've been doing a comedy thing. Period. 4 years of doing skits and for stand up comedy too.
Mm.
So I've been in 4 movies. I've been
Oh.
I've been in 4 movies and I just can't. That's where I really like acting. I really like acting. That's something that's really starting to grow on me as well. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I just been looking at some acting stuff, and I took a training class, and I did a consultation, and it's like like what I want to do. I don't want to just do that shit. Like I want to be fucking great at it. And I'm not about to sit here and say I want to be the best because that will always be subjective. That's
Mhm.
always subjective. You can have a room with 10 people in it, and you can be the best to several people, right? But in that
Mhm.
room for the 10 people, maybe only two of them will think you're the best.
Right.
So are you going to let those people make you think that you're a failure because eight of them don't think you're the best? So I
Mhm.
don't do that. What I say is I want to be the best that I can be. If I know I did the best that I can, I'm fucking happy. I don't give a fuck if I'm on your top five or your fucking bottom five. I don't care. If I did what I need to do, I'm good.
So out of the skits that you have done, what's maybe one or two of your favorites? And you don't have to go all the way back to
Okay.
the beginning, but just any two that you really is your favorite.
Okay, so I did a skit with I did a skit with all of my kids, right? My both of my sons and my daughter. And the thought behind it was, everything doesn't go as planned, right? So
Mhm.
I heard some people telling the story. I'm gonna get into how where the skit I did came from, just so people see how my mind works. So
Mhm.
I was at work one day and I heard a couple people having a conversation, and they were like, "Yeah, man, if this shit happen, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this person, that person, right?" So I was just sitting there listening, like, "Damn, that sound pretty good." So I asked the question. I said, "Well, what you gonna do if you can't beat that person?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do then? Because you got this whole shit planned out, right? But it's just your thought. When you put this
Mhm.
shit out there in the world, it may go the totally opposite way, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I thought about. I said, "Damn, all right." So as I was going home later on that day, I was like, boom, just random thought just came up. I said, "All right, well, what would I do if my son came home or one of my kids came home and they were getting jumped, right? Now, if you get jumped, I don't give a fuck how old you are. That's unfair, right? So is a grown ass man beating your ass, right? That's unfair too. So we might as well make it even." So I said, what would I do if some people was jumping my kids and I ran out to help and they beat the shit out of me too? I said I never want anything like that to happen. So I made a skit. I wrote it out and talked to my kids, and the skit was, my son. I said when your son's outside getting jumped, and then you run outside to help, but it doesn't go as planned. So I looked out the storm door and saw my son getting stomped out and it was all in slow motion. It was like cinematic. So he
Mhm.
was getting stomped out, and I looked out the door. I ran out there to help him. As soon as I opened the door, somebody punched me and like knocked me out. So me and my son was in the front yard getting stomped. You know what I'm saying? And I was just I had a caption, going through the whole video. What you gonna do? You run outside, you're getting jumped, and there's too many of them for you to call for help. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, but that was literally like one of my favorite skits. It might be number one. Then another one, I was an artist, right? It was like real. It was like cinematic. So
Mhm.
I had on red suspenders, little French hat, and I was in my house is getting renovated from my fire fucking still 5 years later.
Mhm.
But anyway, I was painting, right? So I'm getting busy. I got two paint brushes and shit. I got my son splashing paint on me. You know what I'm saying? So you can't see what I'm painting though. So I got this fancy ass music playing in the background, and I'm doing all this painting. I'm getting busy and shit. Then at the end of the video, I look, and the camera's from behind me, like shooting this way. And I
Mhm.
look, I'm like, like it's a masterpiece. And then I get up, and when I get up, the camera sees what I was painting, and it's a it's a picture that says "send nudes." That was like really. So yeah, I'm really simple as hell sometimes, man. That shit was so funny to me because like the anticipation just builds up, and then boom, like what the fuck? Send nudes,
Mhm.
they grow up, you know. But
So
I like my commander skits too, and it's football season again. Like commander skits out, yeah, don't do that, don't do that. I can smell a hater a mile away. That's why I wanted to talk about the commanders. I just knew it.
I did
But yeah,
comment under that when I said, I
hey,
know y'all hate to see a Raven coming, but
haters, haters, haters. Don't worry about it though. We gonna be the shit this year. It's cool. Huh?
you
Who just
sound
what?
Falcons fans.
You the Ravens fan?
Yeah, of course.
Crush y'all. We're gonna crush y'all. And I'm a screen report. God damn. See what I'm saying? I'm going to screen record this part,
Mhm.
and you're gonna catch my words. We're gonna crush y'all this year.
Didn't we play y'all already?
That was preseason.
We
Yeah,
have a
we
regular season
play
game.
y'all preseason this year.
We
Yeah,
got regular
we
season.
play y'all in the regular season. Yeah,
Is it at our stadium? Because I can't remember.
I think it is.
I might have
Yep,
to.
it's in more. Actually, matter of fact, we was talking about going to that game.
I might have to come down for that game. Because
Take off
see,
Monday because you're gonna be sad. You're gonna have to get all them tears out. You know, just trying to let you know in advance.
so listen, I might have to come from Atlanta to come to that game.
Oh, you live down in Atlanta?
Yes,
Oh, that's what's up.
that's
So
why I called
you took that, you moved, you took that opportunity to get the hell out of here.
you.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's what's up. Good stuff.
So if you could do a movie, right, and it was a comedy movie put together, including yourself, and put together your ensemble comedic cast.
Damn. With like local people or
It
like
could be, yeah, local,
damn.
celebrities. Just put your cast together.
Yeah, like how many people? Because I can say I can name people. How much time? I can name people for the next 23 minutes. You know, I know y'all want that to be the rest of the show.
Let's
Uh,
keep that about 4.
4 people. Damn. Okay. Damn.
Okay, I give you one more. 5.
I'm gonna
Let's
say
5 people.
Dave Chappelle for sure.
Mhm, mhm,
Lavelle Crawford funny as hell. Lavelle Crawford is super funny.
mhm.
Uh, Man, there's so many people. Like, it's so many good people. Like, I hate like leaving people names off a list and shit. It's so crazy. But so Dave Chappelle, Lavelle Crawford. Damn, that's so many people. Do I want to? Martin. I work
Mhm,
with Martin. Martin funny as hell. There's so many people fun. Lo is funny.
mhm,
And damn, there's so many people. Oh, Lawrence Owens is LO. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Owens, he's a comedian from here. He's super funny, man. And he's a mentor to so many comedians from our area, man. Great
mhm,
dude, funny as hell.
mhm.
And man, I gotta say my man Waffle. I gotta say my man Waffle because you know what I'm saying. Like we be putting in this work together, and you know people laugh at a lot of the stuff that we have going on now. But I'm going to tell you this: we haven't even scratched the surface of the shit that we really have that we'll be putting out. We just time has just been in the way. He been working, I've been working. Like I've been
Mhm,
recovering from an injury,
mhm,
damn, doing this house stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we try to just keep. keep things going consistently. But it's like, all right, well, that shit get kind of hard sometimes. But we have some stuff written up that's really going to take some time and effort to do, and it's going to be dope. I'm telling you. So that's my
I,
cast right
I like your Dawn Brothers skit. I like that one.
there. That's how people be, man. That's how people be. It would be so dope, man, is when these skit ideas come up and like we're both able to sit there and contribute to them. You know what I'm saying? I might have an idea that may not be that good. I'm like, damn, you know what? I like that. You know what I'm saying? We swap it out and throw his in there or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Mhm.
that's that's the type of comedic relationship that we have. But outside of comedy, we're actual friends now. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's cool. But I like that comment. I like that cast. So
So if you so there's a comedian who's gonna come behind you in the future, right? And they're gonna want to do all these things that you're doing, and take their careers to next levels and things like that. So if you excuse me, if you had to mentor anybody and give them advice, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to always believe in yourself, and you have to maintain good discipline. Like that is those two things are vital to what you're trying to do, because sometimes everybody won't be on your side, you know, and you're going to have to find a reason within to continue going. So
Mhm.
believe in yourself and always be motivated. You know, you have to find the motivation to keep going. If this is something that you want to do, never let another motherfucker tell you you cannot do it, you
Mhm.
know, and discipline, because you're going to have to do certain things. Like put effort into what you're doing. You have to learn what it is you're doing. Like it's a lot of different things that you have to be disciplined about. Like when I used to go out and do stand up, like I would drink and all of that stuff before I got on stage. Shit like that got in the way. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be disciplined enough to be like, you know what? I can't do this. You know, I did it before. It didn't yield good results. So why am I going to keep doing the same shit? You have to be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, it's going to be hard for you. So those two things are like really important. I mean, there's several different things, but I think those two are vital to, you know, anybody's success moving forward.
So let's fast forward some years. You done everything that you set out to do as far as comedy. You did your movies, you worked with all your people, like you did your big one. So what's in the future?
Just sex. Sex. What else is there? I mean, nothing.
When I said
Yeah.
that, I meant, do you get behind the
Nah,
camera? Do
I'm
you be
just
a director? Like, do you write scripts? Like,
Now, so honestly, that's something that I'm trying to get into now as well. You know, like I talked about the acting thing, but I wanna do films, and I want to start out by doing short films, because I honestly believe that when it comes to some of these skits, I cut and trim a lot of the ideas and thoughts that I have down way too small just to make it be able to fit as a reel. You know, I think I have a lot of different situations that I could transfer over into, you know, short films and be successful with that. And it's something that I'm learning along the way. I don't ever just say, boom, I can do this. So you know, I want to learn as much as I can about it, be around and surround myself with people that are doing it, and say, Dad, you know what? This is something that's definitely attainable. And that's how I work.
so let's see. So I just want to ask you, because a lot of the comedians that are coming up now is coming up through social media, and then they, progress to do other things. Whereas though, of course, back in the day we didn't have social media, so
Correct.
they had to get it in other ways. So do you feel like when it comes to trying to do something now, do you feel like it's easier with all the resources that the generation has now, or do you feel like it's still a little bit harder?
Um, I guess it just depends on what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. If
Mhm.
you want to do, if you want to be really considered a comedian, then you're never going to get the respect of full comedians if you just keep everything online. But online is so online, anything related to the internet and being online is major, and it can take you to places like at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? But are you really a comedian? You know, people that are successful stand-up comedians, what a lot of people that are successful stand-up comedians look at people online and say, well, yeah, you're funny online, but can you go get that mic and do that shit on stage? And I got tired of hearing shit like that, honestly, at the end of the day. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it, and I'm gonna do this shit better than you. That's how I feel. That's what's firing me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, people don't think that internet people are funny, but look, I was here before the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you how I can transfer this shit from online to on the stage. On the stage, I can say more of what the fuck I want to say anyway, because online there, cut your shit down there, get rid of your account, there, block. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's too much BS with that anyway. So let me get that mic. I talk to you face to face.
And is that kind of frustrating for you or hard in a sense, because like you said, either they remove it or they cut it down? Like does that make you feel like, like I gotta really like watch what I'm saying, or
Nope.
watch? Okay.
Nope. It makes me say, all right, I gotta find another way to get this same message across. So if I can't say this word, or they're tripping because I say this word, then I'm going to change the spelling of it. But you're gonna get what the fuck word I'm saying. You're gonna get it. So yeah, just saying, it's a lot of ways to skin a cat.
So in your opinion, because I seen this question the other day, so I'm gonna ask: is there a comedian that you never laughed at or you don't think is funny?
Dang. So I'm gonna tell you why I don't do that. I'm gonna tell you why I don't do that. I don't do that because, like I said, comedy is subjective. And I can say this person is not funny, but that's not true, because this person may have millions of fans that find them to be one of the funniest people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Comedy is so subjective. Sometimes for me, it just depends on my mood. Some shit may be funny one day, then the next day I might hear that same joke and it's no longer funny. It just depends on my mood. So, I mean, I'm sorry to give that answer, but I just
That's how you feel. I mean, I
yeah, that's just how I
saw the
feel.
question online and I thought it was pretty. I thought it was interesting,
Yeah,
especially when I read the comments. And like you said, and I'll agree, because the people that they were saying, I was like, damn, how do you not think that person's funny?
man, it's people. I would say it's comedians that I wouldn't put in my favorites. You
Okay.
know, yeah, I'll give you that. So DL Hughley is not one of my favorite comedians, but DL Hughley has all of my respect. You know what I'm saying? He's put his time in the game. He's done the shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect him. And he's technically one of the kings of comedy. You feel me? But again, comedy is subjective. He's just not in my favorites, but he's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful comedian. Different styles of comedy for different people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
I like dark comedy. I like inappropriate shit. Bernie Mac. How the fuck I forget about Bernie Mac? You know what I'm saying? Bernie Mac. We gotta make the comedy cast 6 people. If we could bring Bernie Mac back, we gotta bring Bernie Mac back.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So he would have definitely been someone
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
love.
definitely. And I like I love inappropriate shit. It's like, that's me. That's my alley.
So I would assume if we wanted to see so if we wanted to see inappropriate, you know what? We can wrap this.
Yeah.
Wrap this interview up because you about to start. No. So your inappropriate comedy is your stand up. Will we ever see inappropriate comedy online?
Yeah. I'm bringing some of that shit back. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Definitely.
Okay, because I like inappropriate too. Like
Definitely. Inappropriate, dark humor. It's coming back. I did something in a wheelchair. I did a skit in a wheelchair. Like when it's so like I had just started like really like getting my following and everything. I did a skit in a wheelchair. And then I had lost, I lost like 300 followers like that night and shit. And I was like, well, I don't give a fuck. It's cool. You know, because at the end of the day, what that shows me is like, okay, you're not a loyal supporter. I have loyal supporters that know me and, you know, they see how I am as a comedian and they support it, right? So you stay there and it's like, all right, cool. That's why I'm always grateful for, you know, any of my supporters, you know, people that sit there and stay. Like, I love it. Thank you so much for sticking around because that's what I show my attention to. That's what gets all of my effort. You know, why am I going to show or pay attention to the people that are leaving? You know what I'm saying? They're leaving. They're not real. You ain't real if you leaving.
Oh,
You know.
now you want to look at the
Yeah, you
camera.
ain't real. Oh, yeah, I can't. Well, I gotta look at the camera because I would look stupid like this coming to you. You over here. So yeah.
So wait, okay. So one more question. So I interviewed Desi a few months ago, and
Dazzy's
he said,
dope. Dazzy's dope. I met him a few months ago.
so
Oh, my bad. Which Dazzy? Banks or
Desi,
Alexander?
Desi Alexander.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. He's dope. I met him. I met him. He's dope.
So
What
yeah,
I was talking about.
he's from Baltimore.
Yeah, I know. He was cool. He was cool. He was cool people. I didn't even hear him say "Q" or nothing. Hey,
Oh god. Anyway, so Desi said that he has a gay friend and he calls him his gay representative.
mm-hmm.
So when he wants to do those type of skits and jokes, he consults with him first to make
Uh-huh.
sure that
Yeah.
it's okay. Do you have something like that?
It's Stacy Fu, right?
Mhm.
She funny as hell, right? She's funny. She's not even a comedian, so, but she's funny. Yeah, Stacy Fu, right? So
Mhm.
the first skit that I did, where I think it was the only skit, I had a gay cousin because I didn't want to technically call myself gay. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I I said when your gay cousin is in town for Pride Month, I like tied my shirt up and all that shit. So I did the skit and then I sent it to her because I think she been gay since like before Jesus or something. But so I sent it to her and she was dying laughing. She said, "Yeah, the gay community not gonna be mad at you for this." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my consultant when it comes to something like that. I haven't done any more since then. But if I do, Stacey Fu, if you watch it, if I do any more gay shit, I'm sending it your way first. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I tag her or something when I
Yeah,
put
do
this.
that. She good people's man. She good people. And she doing a lot of shit for the community too. But yeah, if I do anything gay, and she'll tell you if I do any gay shit, I'm gonna send it to her and be like, yeah, what you think? You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't trying to get into it with none of them motherfuckers, man. Cause everybody just be doing too much. Everybody be too extra. I'ma chill.
So before we wrap this up, told you that I was gonna go fast. I told you. So what do J2 Funny got going on?
So I'm filming. I have a role in a movie that'll be out. Well, shit, it'll be out soon. It's the New Balance Boys. You know, it's a movie by World War Polo Entertainment Group. You know, Hustle
Mhm.
Five Ways, One Up Entertainment. You know, so yeah, that doing that movie right now, and I have a festival coming up in Orlando. Actually, this is like my first booking like out of state. You know, like a major thing. It's like a 3 day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, so yeah, 3.5 day
Mhm.
festival going on down in Orlando. It's called Noir Fest or whatnot. So
Okay.
I was actually talking to the promoters earlier today, like right before this interview, actually, and yeah, that just went through. So I'll be down there September 12th through the 15th. You know,
Okay.
so
Okay.
if I have any ops, I'll be down there, y'all.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
And
and
if
working on a film too. Working on at the very beginning stage of putting a short film together. And by beginning, I mean we literally just agreed to. do this the other day. So I'm really excited about that because I got some shit that I want to put in it. So them-
So anyway, so if anybody wanted to follow you, follow everything that you was doing, look at your skits or anything like that, how would they be able to do so?
You can follow me, and I'm mad as hell because I was looking at your name and said, "Damn," because usually when I be putting an underscore in my actual name on stuff, I'd be like, "Oh, well, people just be using a real name and this and that," so I just be a little. I'm like, "All right, well, okay." I should have just put my at, but it's at JAY underscore the number two funny, you know. So just put the underscore after the Y, okay, and then that's my name. It's easy as hell. That's it. I don't even know why I just said I should at and then the underscore after the Y. And or and you can matter of fact, yeah, go there and find me, and then you can hit my bio and you can go follow my YouTube page, which is comedian J2 Funny,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's if everybody knows how to spell. So I don't know.
Any last words, sir?
Uh, Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your production. You know, thank
Yes.
you. What a man. Yeah, I said that's the perfect show for me because what a man I am. You know, that was perfect. Even the light try to hop in the picture. Shit, you want to say something so bad, motherfucker? Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, man. And yeah, go ahead if you think you may like me as a person or a comedian, go ahead and hit that follow button. But don't do it and just unfollow us. If you unfollow me, be sure to never tell me, okay? Because I don't even care. But nah, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And
You.
I had a good time. This hour definitely did go by fast. I actually had 3 minutes and 12 seconds left. So don't try to shortchange me. You said I was gonna get an hour, right?
You, but okay, I did say
Right.
that, but then when I said that, you was like, "God damn!" I
Nah, I said we could get it done. We could get it done.
did not say that.
So how long you been doing this? What made you want to get to? What made you want to start this show? I'm doing the interview now.
So the show is for y'all because so I bet you up a lot of that's thank you for asking that because I guess a lot of people might want to know that. But the show is for you guys because I feel like, and this is no shade to women, so y'all don't start with me, but
It's coming. You know they're gonna stop.
men do great things, right? They the world does not, especially social media, does not always paint y'all in the best of lights. And when they do on those occasions, it's like, oh, hypothetically, Jay, you started a business? Yeah, I started a business. Oh, okay. Yay, he started a business, and then we're done with it.
Yeah, true.
A
Okay.
woman starts a business. You started a business? Oh, well, tell us about it. How did you start it? What made you start it? Why did you start it? How much, revenue is it generating?
Okay.
We don't ask men those questions.
Gotcha. Okay.
So with y'all, I want to put the spotlight on y'all and let people know that there are men out here that are doing wonderful things. They're just not all deadbeats. They just not, cheat or don't take care of their kids and
Right.
all the stuff that they say about y'all. And some of y'all, not all y'all, some of y'all. And and
Nobody ever said
when
that to me.
when
Nobody.
y'all are doing your thing, we want to know. And one of the things which I didn't talk to you about because you seem to be okay, but in some of my episodes, I have touched on mental health because for some reason men don't get to express themselves
I
the
just
way they
hide it.
need to.
I just
Don't do
I just
that.
hide. Nah, I'm really big on mental health though. I really am. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, a lot of people in our community actually have PTSD. A lot of people think you have to go to the military to have PTSD. You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily true. You know, because all traumatic experiences don't have to be directly tied to the military. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Before I
Yep.
went to the military, I was around people that got shot. Like I done literally seen it and all that type of shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I'm really big on mental health and being able to talk to people and express yourself and things like that, because keeping shit within, like, it literally turns you into a ticking time bomb. And when I was growing up, there were situations that I put myself in because I couldn't control my emotions, because my
Mhm.
mental was fucked up. You know, I didn't
Mhm.
know how to process things, and I was crashing out doing the stupidest shit. You know,
Right.
so mental health is like really important, which is why it's very important to have those conversations. So yeah, I'm with you on that. So that's good stuff. Real talk. Serious moment, because that's how important mental health
Yeah.
is.
And if you look at my page, I think I don't know. But anyway, I had a guest. He said that he was really down. He literally had a gun in his mouth. Um his brother came over and, basically stopped him from doing it, and then he was in an abusive relationship, and so it's stuff like that y'all
Yeah.
go through that people don't know.
Man,
And
it's
yeah,
tough.
so
It's really
men
tough.
carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. They do.
Yeah,
So
real talk. And honestly, since we're here now, a lot of women don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in relationships before where, like, the women just want to like argue about like the littlest things sometimes. Like I may have been out all day, gone to work. You gotta, as a black man, not saying that it's just black men do it, because when you say that you dealing with something, then a lot of people like to say, oh well, we are too. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. Just hear me out. So
mhm,
as a black man, you go out here sometimes, and not sometimes, every day, and you have to fight the world. You got to fight the world.
mhm.
Nobody wants to come home to their woman, and you got to get, you know what I'm saying? That, I mean, as soon as you get home, it's like, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? All that shit is included in mental health as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just tough. Like, ladies, give your man a break sometimes. Understand that he goes through a lot, whether he speaks to you about it or not. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the major shit that's going on in his life, he's not mentioning it to you because he knows how you are. And a lot of times, not saying it's a bad thing, but a lot of times women are a lot more in touch with their emotions, and you can say something to them and they'll immediately start feeling a different type of way. But because he cares about you, he's not going to mention these things, because these are things that he know he can deal with, or he's going to try to find the best way to deal with them without letting that spill over into you. So give your man
But
a break sometimes.
let me stop you.
Oh yeah,
And
go ahead.
you're right. You're absolutely correct. But on the flip side, when it becomes too much, stop trying to carry.
Yeah, understandable.
Bring it on over.
Understandable. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
agree.
So this is for y'all. This is for y'all. And I've
Thank
had a lot of people tell me, oh, you just doing it for just men. You really putting yourself in a box. But I don't think so.
you.
I don't think
It's a lot of men out this motherfucker. You are good. You are good. You are good. You're good.
so. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because you went over your hour.
Yeah, I got. I'll give my time. I'll give my time. Like
Thank you
nah.
so much for agreeing to come on. And we had a little bit of bumps in the road at first because your stuff don't work, but we know.
We know what it was. That's cool. Cool.
But thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I really enjoyed this conversation. And to everybody else, thank you for joining us on the What a Man podcast. It's time to shout. J2 Funny. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Want to know what's up with J2 Funny? He's currently filming a new movie, The New Balance Boys, written and produced by World War Polo Entertainment Group. Also, you can follow him on Instagram at J_2. Yes, I said 2. Funny. That's J_2 Funny on Instagram. See you next week. Bye.